like, you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. Even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much.
The silence, deafening, the targeting, unrelenting. And for far too long, those with influence stayed quiet, afraid or unwilling to speak the truth. That is, until Sophie Cunningham broke the mold and stood tall with a simple but powerful declaration: enough is enough.
Sophie said some very unapologetic things. The kind of things that have made her beloved by Fever fans and continued to have her adversaries and detractors crash out. I mean, that's pretty much as simple as you can put it. I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlin Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws JC Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space, and now she's on the most...
The murmurs have turned into roars. The frustration, no longer simmering, it's boiling over. And now, the unthinkable is out in the open, openly debated on timelines and forums alike. Sophie Cunningham has seen it all unfold. Every shove, every cheap shot, every whistle swallowed, and she's done staying silent. She's drawing a line, loud and clear. She's tired of watching the WNBA's brightest star, Caitlin Clark, get hunted, harassed, and disrespected by opponents and officials who should know better.
Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars in different...
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. Even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her.
What happened next was nothing short of historic. Sophie Cunningham didn't just stand up for her teammate. She became the voice of a movement. In a league seemingly intent on sabotaging its own golden goose, Sophie did what no one else dared. She called it out, unfiltered, unapologetic. She said what millions of fans had been screaming into the void, but what no one with a platform had the guts to say out loud.
Fans were waiting for somebody to do what Sophie did. But Sophie Cunningham was not worried about hurting any feelings on this podcast either. This is what she said about the idea that Caitlin Clark may not be the face of the league, which is, just an asinine concept that has been thrown out by some.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's the terrifying reality that Sophie Cunningham's rise has exposed. Even having a true enforcer on your side might not be enough to shield Caitlin Clark from a league that, at times, looks hell-bent on sabotaging its own biggest success story. Cunningham has seen the targeting up close, and it's not rookie hazing. It's calculated. It's personal. She's lived it, game after game, and she's no longer pretending it's just part of the learning curve.
Anchors, they're all haters too. That's crazy. They're definitely not analysts. They don't know shit about basketball. Rick, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never seen so much hate on a new athlete since I've been living. Since my 43 years of living, I've never seen so much hate towards an athlete. He says, oh, she's not getting bullied. This is normal physicality. If you're gonna be talking shit, putting it in my face and saying, yeah, what up, then you gonna have that shit coming for you. Somebody gonna bust you in the mouth for knocking a shot down and talking shit about it. Not because she's a dirty player, or not because, she's trying to hurt people.
Let's talk about what Sophie Cunningham has witnessed firsthand. Back when she was with the Phoenix Mercury, she wasn't just on the court. She was in the room where the game plans were made. She's now pulling back the curtain, revealing what many suspected but few could prove. Teams were openly scheming to welcome Caitlin Clark to the WNBA with brute force. These weren't just tough matchups. They were deliberate discussions in locker rooms about sending a message, about showing Clark what the W is really about.
Look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, my precious CC, Caitlin Clark, for the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying that when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie Cunningham. she was basically saying that the Phoenix Mercury players were basically game planning and saying that they was going to assault her and give her a whack onto the W.
But here's what makes it all the more damning. Sophie Cunningham has openly acknowledged that what Caitlin Clark is enduring isn't just standard rookie hazing, it's something far more extreme. Every rookie gets tested, Cunningham admitted. That's just part of it. But with her, it's more. Way more. And now that I'm on her team, seeing it up close, I'm just like, what are people actually doing? It's too much. It's just too much. And the numbers back her up. Caitlin Clark has been fouled at a rate that simply doesn't make sense. In her rookie season alone, she accounted for 20% of all flagrant fouls committed across the entire league. Let that sink in. One player absorbing a fifth of the league's most severe fouls. It's taken a toll. Clark's 2025 season has already been derailed by 3 separate injuries, 2 groin strains and a quad issue, limiting her to just 13 games. This isn't just physical. It's systemic.
Get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, and
Yeah.
like it's just I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so.
Like,
What's even more unsettling is the clear pattern of escalation Sophie Cunningham has seen unfold. It started with Kennedy Carter's blindside cheap shot, initially ruled a common foul. Then came Alyssa Thomas's shoulder check, which somehow escaped a flagrant call. And most recently, Marina Mabrey's blatant shove that sent Clark crashing to the floor. The hits keep coming, and the officials keep swallowing their whistles. What makes Cunningham's defense of Caitlin Clark so impactful is that she's not speculating, she's speaking from lived experience. This isn't some outsider guessing at the dynamics. This is a 6-year WNBA veteran, someone who has gone toe-to-toe with Clark as an opponent and now shares a locker room with her. She's seen both sides, and she's calling it exactly as it is.
No player ever that's gotten this type of treatment coming into the league. LeBron would probably be the closest person that got this type of treatment. And that's only because he big as fuck and he used to come to the lane, and the only way you could stop him is to pull him down. But even when they used to pull his ass down, they did not try to hurt him. A lot of times they would just grab LeBron and not just stop him from falling. It wasn't malicious with this shit. And it's so sad that y'all just turning a blind eye. Y'all just like, oh, it's not bullying. She's not getting targeted. She deserves it because she talks trash. Oh my God. You know who talks 10 times more trash than Caitlin Clark? Anthony Edwards. You know who's even worse than that?
Cunningham's most explosive moment came on her new podcast, Show Me Something, where she didn't hold back. She torched anyone still doubting Caitlin Clark's status as the face of the WNBA. It literally pisses me off when people say, she's not the face of the league, Cunningham snapped. And this wasn't just talk. Sophie backed her words with action. Days later, she laid a hard foul on JC Sheldon that ignited a full-blown brawl, a statement as loud as any quote. The message was clear: mess with Caitlin Clark, and you're answering to Sophie Cunningham. The response was immediate and seismic. Within 48 hours, Cunningham gained nearly 600,000 new followers on TikTok. Her jersey, completely sold out. Fans weren't just cheering her on, they were embracing her. They dubbed her the enforcer and cleared the shelves of her merch until it was listed as out of stock. This wasn't a moment. It was a movement.
it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally
Sophie Cunningham hasn't just gone after players. She's come for the referees, too. And she's not subtle about it. Her most memorable shot came in the form of a TikTok video mocking the officiating, and the WNBA's response was as predictable as it was pathetic. A $500 fine. Cunningham's reaction: absolutely perfect. I got fined $500 for this TikTok. IDK. Why? This is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud. Cause there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. And she's not wrong. In the now infamous game against the Connecticut Sun, Cunningham took an elbow to the face, no call. Against the Sparks, she was grabbed by the neck during a scramble for a loose ball. Still no whistle. The same pattern of officiating apathy that's followed Caitlin Clark from day one is now starting to shadow anyone who dares to stand beside her. It's no longer just about Clark. It's about silencing anyone bold enough to call out the problem.
And I almost venture to say that if Sophie Cunningham wasn't who she is, and people didn't sort of know what she's about, she wouldn't have been fined. But am I shocked that an activist basketball league decided to target Sophie Cunningham? No. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, this whole league's got all of its priorities all bleeped up.
Sophie Cunningham isn't tiptoeing around the elephant in the room. She's dragging it into the spotlight. While others dodge and deflect, she's been brutally honest about the jealousy simmering within the league toward Caitlin Clark. And the proof is everywhere. In the 2025 WNBA All-Star voting, Clark led all players in fan support, yet her fellow players ranked her 9th among guards. Basketball icon Dick Vitale didn't mince words, calling it absolutely pure jealousy. And Sophie Cunningham couldn't agree more. You see it in the subtle digs during interviews. You see it in the smirks when Clark hits the floor. Some players cheer when she's down. Sophie sees it for what it is. But what many of them don't realize, and what Cunningham deeply understands, is this: Clark's success lifts everyone. The charter flights, the sold-out arenas, the record-breaking TV ratings, the bump in salaries, the momentum heading into the next collective bargaining agreement. None of it exists without Caitlin Clark. She didn't just change the game, she changed the league's future. And Sophie Cunningham is one of the few with the guts to say it out loud.